Friends, welcome to CaFFe Gospel Ministries. It is good to revisit the housing inscription on the entrance of our church in Wales. It reminds the Carmelite tradition of our church. It comes from the first reading of this day, though that part is omitted. The larger unit, it takes 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 10 and 14. When the Lord asked the prophet Elijah, "Where are you?" he answers, Zelatus sum pro Domino Dio exercitum. I have been zealous for the Lord God of hosts. As we come into this holy community, let's be reminded of this zeal for the Lord uniting us, not separating us. Elijah undergoes a crisis of being alone, and his zeal for the Lord is blazing high. The Lord touches his crisis point and makes it a graceful search to find a wider community whom the Lord prepares. Friends, our faith is all about being in touch with the Lord in the church. We may feel I am the last one, or we are the last of these generations, but the Lord has a plan. Be touched by the faith and redefine the zeal of faith to find a community of worship. Let it be our younger generations or another person who would come to the Lord through us. Elijah had to come out from the cave of his zeal to stand in front of the Lord in order to see a larger design the Lord prepares. As he expected, the Lord did not speak in the wind, fire, thunder, or earthquake, but the prophet had to listen keen and intensely. The word says, there came a sound of the gentle breeze. He heard the Lord in the gentle breeze and came out. Faith needs this listening moment to understand the power of faith. In the crisis point of life, Elijah walked to Mount Horeb is symbolic. It is on this mount where Moses heard the voice of mission and was transformed. It is here that Israel received the commandments and said, Yahweh alone is the Lord God. Faith needs this holy ground to listen and discern in a moment of low point in life to understand that you are never alone, the Lord is with you. Church and the community is this holy ground of uplifting grace. Experience of a crisis in life can be a door of hope for many. Elijah and Peter speaks this touch of grace and faith. For Peter, it is a transition from if it is you, Lord, to Lord save me. He becomes Peter, moving away from his doubts to the experience of the Lord who saves. From the boat, he doubted, but from the sinking point in the sea, he called, Lord, save me. The holy moment of the Lord's touch transforms doubting Peter, a moment of grace, and it calls the surroundings to worship, saying, truly you are the Son of God. Crisis is not a sin. Crisis is a moment to his highest step and experience. No one is exempt from crisis at least once in life. Lord, change the if of Peter into a holy touch of grace, a moment of amazing grace. Let's come to Christ and his community, seeking this touch of grace. God bless you all. Father Tony.